Hey guys, how's it going? JJ Wilson is here, and we got another review for you guys today. I will talk about the anime series Jouran, the Princess of Snow and Blood. So this anime, it has a good story, and it was very drama filled, but I felt like the ending of it was a bit anticlimactic in a sense. Now, in the end, the girl that the main character was taken care of, she does eventually inherit her power, and she does acquire her swordsmanship and also the bird that also helps the protagonist transform into this, goddess like demon, if you want to call it that. Turns into like a complete monster where her half her face all burnt to make it like extra cool or whatever. So the girl's name is Asahi. She eventually inherits that power of the protagonist named Sawa Yukimura. And so Sawa Yukimura in this particular show, she's only 18 years old, but she's been trained ever since she was young to be an assassin by the Tokugawa Shogunate, which is the people that she works for. And I can't remember the exact name of the police force, but they're part of the Secret Service police force under the Shogunate. And they solve all these mysteries and all these crimes of secret murders and things like that. So, and they also target people that are trying to rebel against the shogunate. So in a way, they're like police officers slash bounty hunters, pretty much. And so her teammates, Sawa's teammates, or Yukimura's teammates, are Elena, Hanakaze, yeah, Elena, and then you have Makoto Tsukishiro. And so these two, they're like her partners or whatever in crime and stuff like that. Elena is she's a bit of a hoochie because, while she does detective work, like she does it in a more sadistic and seductive manner. Like she be having random intercourse with all these different people, and eventually in the middle of the show, she ends up getting pregnant and she has a baby. So Elena is a character, and the other one, Makoto. At first, she was likable, and yeah, this is a she because she's a cross dresser. She comes across as a guy, but in more than one occasion, you'll find out she's actually a female, especially when she encounters Jin. And I'll touch on Jin in a second. That's their boss, the boss of the Shogunate's force, Jin Kuzuhara. But Makoto ended up being very dislikable because ever since um, ever since Yukimura killed Janame, which is the person that she thought was responsible for the death of her family, ever since she took him out, Makoto had this crazy desire to get Yukimura to notice her, to the point where she was killing off her potential boyfriend. And this was during the time when Yukimura and Asahi were kind of getting into this argument, and Asahi knows that Yukimura actually was the person that killed her parents by accident. So as you can tell, it was a lot of killing off family and betrayal and stuff like that. But despite Asahi losing her parents, even though her parents, we kind of find out, were very abusive against her, she still had strong, like almost like motherly feelings for Yukimura because like that was like the only person looking after her after all this time and stuff. I mean, there was a chance in the show that Asahi could have poisoned Yukimura, but and actually this was requested by Makoto. Makoto told the girl like, "Hey, if you want her to stop bounty hunting, like just put her to sleep." And there was, yeah, like I said, there was instances where Asahi could have killed her, but she never did it because she deep down she really cared about Yukimura. And so through the coaxing of Makoto, they framed the death of Yukimura so that they could escape. They could leave the shogunate. They could leave Tokyo, which is where most of the story takes place, and they escaped to the northern part of the country, some made up prefecture, I forget the name. And for a time, Yukimura and Asahi were living peacefully. That is until Makoto couldn't bear the idea of living in this world without Yukimura by her side. And so by this diabolical plan, she goes there, camouflages, spies on Yukimura and Asahi. And then when the time was right, she killed off the teacher that was teaching Asahi at the time in school. And he was kind of seeing Yukimura a little bit, kills her. And then, crazy enough, Makoto kills Asahi, slashes her with his own blade or her own blade. This is a woman, I'm sorry. And then, using the blood that Yukimura has, I forget the exact name of the clan that Yukimura was once a part of before she was taken by the Shogunate. I think it's called Kazumi Mori. I might have it wrong, but she's a part of this. Yukimura is a part of this clan where this is where she gets her power from. The blue blood. This is where she inherited that particular power with the bird, and it's turned into this crazy goddess demon spirit. And so Makoto, confessing her sadistic love and revenge to get Yukimura to like notice her and shit. She takes that sampling of the blood that Janome engineered, the person Yukimura thought killed her family and was like an enemy and a rebel to the Shogunate. She takes that crystal, sticks it in her mouth, and she turns into this bird-like creature. And then Yukimura and Makoto fight, and I believe that's when Jin comes in and ends up having to kill Makoto. If I remember correct, I might have it mixed up, but man, that was a crazy fight. It was really crazy. And I mean, Yukimura was devastated, man, because after she saw what happened to Asahi, like she wanted to like kill herself, but Jin was right there the entire time to kind of make her snap out of it. And then, by the time Yukimura kind of came to her senses, all thanks to this new chick, and this is the person that actually kills Yukimura. She was like a replacement of hers since Yukimura left the organization. They found this other girl named Rinko. And Rinko has a crazy ability. Like, the stuff that they said she had to go through was insane. Like, Rinko has the ability to, like, extend her skeleton. Or it was either that or it was like some kind of metal, some type of bending metal that was embedded in her body. And it said she needed, like, 40 or 50 surgeries in order to make it work. So she had a lot of pain being done to her to get this kind of ability inside her body, Rinko. And so Rinko escorts Yukimura once Yukimura kind of gets out of her funk, out of her depression of losing Asahi, and so she thought. But then it turns out by the end of the episode, there's a plot shield. Asahi comes back alive. Like, huh? What? I saw that. I was like, wait a minute, man. I thought she was gone. Like, she was alive all this time. And, they had like a last minute surgery to kind of save her life, and they were able to revive her and stuff. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Because initially, when Asahi got killed, I was thinking, okay, perhaps, when Elena has her child, when she has her baby, they was going to give the baby to Yukimura so that way she could have like another chance of being a mom again or something like that. But it didn't happen like that. They just brought Asahi back so it can have the audience have one more chance to see Yukimura and Asahi has like this young sister, big sister relationship or mom and daughter relationship, however you want to look at it. I'm thinking to myself, wow, so they brought her back alive. But getting back to Rinko, so Rinko escorts Yukimura back, and they got ambushed, kind of, by this group that they were investigating at the time. I don't think they were the Shogun, it was somebody else. But then, once Yukimura catches wind that Janome might be still alive, she finds out, she leaves Asahi again. Then she comes to find out that it wasn't Janome, it was actually Jin, and he has the same tattoo on the back as Janome, this evil engineering scientist that's a rebel against the Shogunate. And then she learns the truth about her family. So under the orders of the Shogunate, they were the ones responsible for the death of Yukimura's family. Like, this was crazy. And it was Jin that killed not only her mother, but the entire family of that clan that she was a part of. And that devastated her. And she wanted to fight him, man. Like, she turned to the demon. She wanted to fight Jin after he went into his spirit form. And it's like, he couldn't, he didn't have what it takes to kill her. She didn't have it in her to kill him. Like, man, it was topsy-turvy. And he was like, look, I'm going to put an end to all this crap and once and for all. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to kill the Shogunate for all the misery that he's put through, not just you, but for everybody in Japan, because the Shogunate was pretty much a tyrannical government. Like it was oppressing a lot of people, not just the people in Tokyo, but everybody in Japan. So Jin just flew away. Yukimura is cussing him out, I guess, and she wants him to come back, and she doesn't want him to see him die. Like it was topsy turvy, man. It was so many head turns in the show. It's like wow, you know. I mean, it's a drama filled show if you watch it, guys. Now I will say once Jin goes up there and confronts the Shogun, Tokugawa Yoshinobu, he does kill him, but then like he kind of, I guess he sacrificed himself because he never did fly back out of the temple. And so Yukimura is looking at the temple burning down where the Shogun lives at, and she's just screaming Jin's name until he's not there anymore. And once again, she's all depressed because now she lost one of her. Not only did she lose a friend, I guess, even though the guy killed her family, she lost like somebody she cared about. And then next thing you know, Rinko comes in and stabs her, and Yukimura does not care, and she ends up dying. By the time she goes back home and talks to Asahi one more time, they're having a close bond. They're reading a poem together, and the next thing she dies. And Asahi doesn't know it until she wakes up again. And then at that point, that's when Asahi gets older, and then you see Elena's daughter as a child, and then that's where you find out that Asahi inherited the blue blood power, the same power that Yukimura has. So now she's a badass samurai chick or demon chick. The show is all over the place, man. I swear. I know I dragged this review on long enough. It's probably some confusion too, but there was so much going on. It was like, man, what a crazy show this was. So it's not a bad show. I liked it, but it was some plot shielding involved, and some things that they did, I kind of made me scratch my head. Like, did they really have to do this? That kind of deal. But if anybody else that watched it, just tell me what you think about it, and I'll be sure to put this review up. What you liked about the show, what you didn't like about it, and everything. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.